Welcome to the presentation on prerequisite knowledge and skills. My name is Christopher Turkley. I am a graduate student in instructional design at Western Governors University. Now that you have written your objectives, along with a sequence of poses, it is time to determine what skills and/or knowledge students must have in order to be successful in the class that you are planning. By creating this list will enable you to further customize the class for your students. Note, this is not a list that you would give to students before attending class and tell them to master everything on it before setting foot in the door. This is a list of things that you will make sure your students understand as you teach your class. When needed, you will include the information at the appropriate time. This can serve as a brief review of previously learned material. This helps students achieve the objectives. This also builds upon the students' knowledge in order to help them learn more and to increase their ability. Lastly, prerequisite knowledge and skills are those things that will enable your students to become experts. The background for this concept is understanding the learning outcomes that will be a result of the class that you are teaching. Gagne described 5 categories of learning outcomes that may be applicable to any type of instruction. These are in no particular order. Intellectual skills is being able to carry out actions, such as knowing how to do something. Verbal information is being able to state what was learned, such as any knowledge that you acquire. Cognitive strategies is being able to create something new, such as problem solving. Psychomotor skills is being able to perform, such as the coordination of mental and physical activity. These are precise, smooth, and accurately timed execution of movements that involve the use of muscles. Attitudes is being able to make a choice. These are internal states that influence choices of personal actions. Yoga class is all about psychomotor skills. Psychomotor skills also have a high degree of internal organization. To determine prerequisite skills, you can use the following question to guide you. What would a student be doing if they were to accomplish the stated objective or yoga pose successfully? Examining this question in further detail as related to objectives, you would ask yourself, what would a student be doing if they were to accomplish the stated objective successfully? You will look at each objective separately in order to determine if there is a concept or theme that might need to be explained for the students. For example, if one of the objectives was to develop empathy, you might need to explain the concept and provide the students with examples from real-life situations. Examining this question as it relates to a yoga pose, you would ask yourself, what would a student be doing if they were to accomplish the name of the pose successfully? You will look at each pose in the sequence separately in order to determine if there are basic skills that must be mastered first before attempting another part of the pose. For example, if upward-facing bow was a pose in your class, understanding how to use a block or a strap may be a prerequisite skill, as well as understanding how to stabilize the hips, which protects the low back. Now, these are probably things that you would already include in your instruction. They may even be a modification that you include. Of course, there are also prerequisite skills that would apply to almost every yoga class. These include basic anatomy, and anatomical positions. Only include the prerequisite knowledge and skills that are necessary to being successful in your class, as well as those skills that will help you with planning the rest of the class. Otherwise, the list will become very long. I thank you for watching this presentation, and I wish you much success in this workshop.